welcome to Walking the Path. I'm so grateful and so thankful to be here. So grateful and so thankful to have this opportunity to connect with you all. So as people are streaming in, welcome, Amy. Good to see you. Welcome all. As people are coming in, I want to just take a moment and tell you that this live stream is my intention here is to look at next steps. How do we move forward? How do we move forward together in life? Um, you know, Today isn't any different than Monday. There was a lot of divisiveness in the United States and all around the world, and it hasn't changed. Still the same. What has, what also hasn't changed is our commitment to our inner work. So I want to talk a little bit about what my commitment is and invite you to join me in that commitment. So welcome, Walking the Path. I also want to acknowledge Rhythmia as this originally started out of and is done as a expression of Rhythmia. So I want to bring forth and let people know we're having an amazing week at Rhythmia right now. We're open every week and amazing transformations come. And what I do know and believe about Rhythmia is that people who come to Rhythmia are actively participating in a shift in consciousness in the world and wanting to become a beneficial presence on the planet. And that's what happens when you merge with your soul, when you come back to a state of authenticity within yourself. Then you go forward sharing your gifts and talents, not worried about what other people think or your own opinions and thoughts about others or your opinions and thoughts about yourself, not comparing yourself to others, but stepping forward as your authentic self, sharing your gifts and talents and becoming that beneficial presence. So that's what's going on at Rhythmia. And that's what we want to do every day in our lives. So what are the next steps here? Like some people are really happy about the election. Some people are really, really angry, really sad. So I just want to acknowledge the intensity of emotions surrounding the outcome of the election in the United States. And there's a wide spectrum of feelings, right? Grief and appreciation, frustration, hope, joy, lots of different feelings. But this conversation is a space for us to come together, to ground ourselves, and to look forward collectively for a vision of possibility. Because that's what it's always been, always a vision of possibility. So first and foremost is that we acknowledge our feelings, we acknowledge our emotions. Our emotions are there for a reason. Our emotions are here to let us know some information. It's good feedback. And they're there to protect us. They're there to help us. When they're not helpful is when we are reactive, when we do not, when we allow our emotions to take us over. When we're responsive, when we listen to our emotions and respond, they're powerful indicators. And so we want to honor where you're feeling, whatever you're feeling right now. Some people are in shock, sadness, anger, and disappointment. And some people are really joyful and excited. And we just have to allow all of these feelings are a natural reaction to an event. And they all deserve attention. And also to acknowledge that whatever occurred, everyone really there's common ground. And the common ground is everyone believes in a greater good. Everyone does have that idea that contribution matters. Now, how we go about that is different. There's lots of different ways, but let's just acknowledge that everyone is interested in a collective effort. And when, emotions are there, we just got to watch them and be with them, whatever your emotions are, because they'll go up or they'll go down. However, when they settle, there's resilience. When these emotions settle, we carry on. When emotions settle, we're guided by our inner values of courage and discipline and justice and wisdom and integrity. This is what, and I think everybody could agree with that. On whatever side of the aisle you're on, wisdom, integrity, courage, discipline, justice. Okay, let's find our common ground. So one thing that we've always said is we have power beyond circumstance and condition. Power beyond circumstance and condition. Our virtuous living is an inner choice. In fact, that's what the founding fathers meant when they said the pursuit of happiness. They didn't mean the pursuit of Las Vegas. They didn't mean the pursuit of copious amounts of money, although prosperity is not a bad thing. What they meant in their definition was more of a classical Greek definition, Roman definition, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, whose idea of happiness was to find your virtuous end, to be living a virtuous life in integrity with yourself, to know thyself. That's what the pursuit of happiness is from their perspective. So let's acknowledge that no external event, even a national election, holds power over our character or our capacity for goodness. No external circumstance. I'm not a victim to anything. You're not a victim to anything. No external circumstance holds power over me. And my choice to pursue happiness, which is to know myself and to do my inner work. And let's remember Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King Jr. and Yeshua Ben Yusuf, all avatars who held a vision of justice and unity, even in the darkest of times. Yeshua Ben Yusuf said, don't get caught up in appearances. Things are not what they appear to be. Nelson Mandela held a vision of reconciliation and peace and love while he was in prison. While it seemed that apartheid was insurmountable, he was holding that vision. Martin Luther King Jr., we all know, had a dream. Even when Jim Crow laws were in place, government institutions like the FBI were after him. He held a vision. So this is where we have historical reminders of people, Abraham Lincoln, who held a vision of unity in spite of incredibly trying times. So we have this shared humanity, and a shared commitment to justice persists regardless of political outcomes. Nothing outside of me is going to affect my choice to do my inner work, to know myself, and in the classical pursuit of happiness, which is true self-knowledge. So it's our responsibility to take care of our own garden, because we got to take care of our garden before we can take care of anybody else's garden. So here, no matter what the political landscape, our responsibility remains in cultivating goodness in our immediate surroundings, in our immediate environments, in our family, in our communities, in our personal lives. Having civil discourse is important. Civil discourse is actively listening, is to seek common ground, is to ask questions, is to not try and win the conversation, but to understand the other. When people start to feel that they're heard and understood, things shift. This is, instead of yelling at each other, we start to have conversations with each other, but it starts in our immediate environment. And then it's micro to macro. These small acts of kindness, compassion, and justice ripple outward, nurturing the collective experience. Because, these moments drive us to grow. These moments drive us to expand. Just as, when it's cold, we seek warmth. When it's dark, we seek light. So these contrasts spark us. They're an impulse. This is an impulse. This is a catalyst. This is an accelerant for our own work, to know ourselves, to do our inner work, and pose empowering questions. This is the other part for us, is to ask empowering questions. How can I deepen my awareness of what needs to be healed? What is seeking to emerge here? What is seeking to be realized here? What must I become to know myself more fully, to tend to my inner garden, to take care of my inner world, to begin to do those acts of kindness, compassion, justice, and humanity in my immediate environment? These questions reflect a commitment to inner work and reinforce that consciousness is contagious. Then peace we cultivate within radiates out. How can I find peace in the world if I'm not at peace with myself? How can I see love in the world if I don't have love within myself? And if I am looking outside and pointing to something outside of me that's causing me pain and suffering, I'm a victim. And the truth is that anything outside of me that causes me pain and suffering is an image or a reflection of something inside of me that's seeking to be healed. So our work has not changed. Our work remains the same, to do our inner work, to tend to our inner garden, and to know that, remember the story of the 100th monkey? If you remember that story, it was a study, scientists studying the behaviors of primates on the uninhabited islands off the coast of Japan. And they would throw sweet potatoes up on the shore. And the monkeys would eat the sweet potatoes, but they get all sandy. One day, one monkey on one of the islands started washing her sweet potatoes. It was a female monkey. She started washing her sweet potatoes before eating them. And then she taught individuals in her little environment to wash her sweet potatoes. And then they taught their close people, and then more and more. And when the 100th monkey on the one island started washing its sweet potatoes, all the monkeys on all the islands started washing their sweet potatoes. And as Reverend Michael reminded me, we don't need the 100th monkey. We need the 3rd monkey. We need the 10th monkey. We need the 27th monkey. We need we need the 50th monkey. That's us. The legacy of dignity and spirit is connected to our fundamental values and beliefs in human dignity, in the spirit of unity, in the belief that justice is the natural arc of history, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, and it requires an inner life as a foundation, that we recall moments of spiritual fortification, cultivating peace within ourselves, resilience within ourselves, and to influence the world around us. So there is unity in love, and unity, regardless of our differences, we are connected to everything and everyone. Regardless of our differences, we are unified by a shared vision of a world of our own humanity. We are connected, whether we like it or not. What happens to the least of my brethren happens to me. If we really, 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 really understood that, life would be very different. So we've got to cultivate this idea, and it starts within. It starts with us. A world grounded in love, compassion, and justice. That's the vision. A world grounded in love, compassion, and justice. And it starts with us being compassionate, loving, and just. We have to be that shift that we want to see in the world. It's cliche, but it's the truth. So I want to invite you to engage in daily practices that nurture peace within you, that maintain your integrity, that uphold justice in your lives, that uphold compassion and kindness in your life and in your immediate surroundings. This is a call to action to bring mindfulness into our lives. Do not get caught up in appearances. Things are not what they appear to be. Until we reflect on the metaphor of the blade of grass that's popping up through the concrete. Life cannot be stopped. Life finds a way. I love that line from Jurassic Park. Life will always find a way, and life is always for itself, and life always wants more of itself. Life takes out of itself and creates more of itself without ever depleting itself. So we look to nature. We look to nature as a reminder that all things seek homeostasis. All things seek order, balance, and harmony. We look to nature to know that every dark storm has a sunny day. Every winter has a spring. Every dark night has a dawn. Do not get caught up in circumstance and condition, because circumstance and condition change. This is a call to action. This is a call for us to do our inner work, to tend our inner garden, and to be that presence of justice, love, peace, compassion in the world, to be that presence of civil discourse, to see that anything outside of me that's causing me pain and suffering is a symbol of something inside of me that is seeking to be healed, and to not capitulate to a victim consciousness. I create my life experience. You create your. We are more powerful than we could ever know. Don't give our power away to a person, circumstance, or condition. Don't give your power away. You're more powerful than anything that you could ever imagine. You have all the power that created all the heavens and all the earth within you. So don't give your power away. Don't be a victim. Step out of victim consciousness and expand your awareness into the truth that you are the creator of your life experience, and nothing can hinder, block, or destruct the flow of the divine intelligence in, through, and as you. This is what I'm talking about. So, just as that blade of grass is popping through the concrete, love, compassion, goodness, human dignity, integrity cannot be stopped. We must be the opening for those qualities to emerge in the world. So let's remember now more than ever before, we are light workers. We are light warriors. We need to bring the light more than ever before. Light and love everywhere we go. Okay, I think this is my talk for today. Sending you all much love, peace, and inner wisdom, the pursuit and integrity of our own happiness, which is truly knowing ourselves.